That Mr. Quinn, who's been working hard all day, flying effortlessly, has just joined us. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm so glad to be up here again. I love it up here. It's great.
You've grown up.
I have.
You're a married man with a child now.
I know.
You're not that little boy that ran down to get your award and broke his heart, you know.
I know.
Ray, you've been on the most amazing journey.
I know.
You really have.
Yeah, I've loved it. And do you know what? There's nothing better for me right now to be back in Liverpool with my missus and the little boy, with my mother-in-law and my mum around me, family around me, and just getting local again. I've missed it so much, I really have. And it's been a long time coming, but I'm here, I'm back, and I'm just absolutely loving it.
Right, before we talk about the pantomime, great news today, which was announced about dancing.
Yes, Dancing on Ice. Wow, all over again. I'm so excited. I've been training really hard. I've been putting my hours in because I want to do well. I want to come out with a bang, and I know I left with one, so the pressure's on. But I'm super excited for it. It's one of those things. I said to my mum ages ago, and my missus, I said, I'd love something to come round again, like Dancing on Ice, where I'm back on the telly and I'm doing my bits and I'm out there skating and I'm doing something just like that. Imagine if that came round again, wouldn't that be brilliant? And all of a sudden, like 2 weeks later, I get this phone call to do Dancing on Ice. Well, I couldn't believe it, and I still can't. And I'm just buzzing off it. I'm proper loving it. The adrenaline and everything else is just kicking in, and it's fantastic.
Ray, explain to somebody out there that doesn't understand. It is incredible hard work.
Oh, it is, yeah. It's really tough. Really, really tough. It's one of those sports that, if you're trying to do something off ice, say normal dancing or whatever, you've got to do a double tour or a double spin or something that is a trick that you need to do to fulfill a certain role in the skating part of it, but off ice is difficult anyway. But then when you put a pair of skates on and you say, well, you've got to do that, there's no half measure. You can't just have a go and have a practice at it. You've either got to go for it or not do it at all. And that's when injuries happen. So you've got to either have the bottle or not. And that's the problem where I meet, because I've got the bottle and I want to try it, but then again, you don't want to touch wood, injure yourself for the long run. But I'm just loving the challenge, I really am. And I'm loving being back with the team, everybody else around me. I'm absolutely on top of the world. I couldn't be happier right now. I'm in Liverpool with the pantomime, and I'm doing Dancing on Ice again.
And of course you're flying, so it isn't just a pantomime. And your sword fencing, which I was incredibly impressed.
Do you know what, right? Every pantomime I've done, I've never been asked to do Liverpool, and this chance that I got to do Liverpool has been the golden ticket for me. And I'm here, and it's fantastic. And when we first started rehearsals, I remember going into the rehearsal studio, and you as well, chatting and whatever. Not that it was slow at all. We just sort of, things started to get going, as they wished. And I was thinking, why isn't things picking up? Normally we're doing this now, or normally we're doing this. And they were, it's Peter Pan, it's one of them. And I was thinking, really? And then when you get on stage and you've got the set and you've got the flying, you've got Tinkerbell, you've got Emma, you've got me, and you... It is literally, it's Peter Pan. It's one of the hardest shows to do as a pantomime. But we've got a fantastic cast, yourself, me, Lewis, Emma, Leanne. We've got such an amazing cast, and Sean absolutely steals the show every time. So for me, I've got no problems, no worries about Friday, apart from get me lines right.
Yeah, but then we can both bluff on that
exactly.
one. I never got it right once. Let's go back to the beginning. Right now, the Echo Arena, 10,000 people have left, and they're leaving right now. They're stuck in car parks, so it takes an hour to get out of that car park there. A lot of young people will aspire to be you. A lot of young people will aspire to be in the dance schools, etc. You learnt your craft, didn't you? And that's the difference between you and some of the people out there on X Factor, etc., etc. I'm not having a go at X Factor,
no,
but it gives you this instant fame. You ain't got instant fame. No. You did the groundwork. Explain about that.
Yeah, it is about doing the groundwork, and it's, I've been dancing since I was 3 years old, so to me, dancing's been my life. And then I started like when I was 8 or 9. I got an audition with Colette Byatt and Chilton Caston's fabulous school in West Derby, and they sent me for an audition, and that was my first audition. I got my first audition, I got my first job, and Brookside, and that was it. 5 years down the line, and I learnt my craft. You know, I learnt through amazing actors and amazing artists who were on that show with me. You know, the likes of Lewis Emmerich, I learnt a lot from him. You know, Dean Sullivan. There was so many, you know, Mickey Stark, so many great actors that have gone on to do amazing things. So, you know, there's a lot of talent in Liverpool, and I was amongst that at its prime, you know, so I was like a sponge. I love learning, you know, I love learning, especially in my craft, what I love to do, whether it be acting, singing, dancing, whatever it may be in the entertainment world. I love learning, and I'm learning every single day, even now, and I know I always will continue to do so.
Another thing that was amazing was being at Brookside, Phil Redmond, who, funny enough, I saw tonight, nobody's big time.
No.
Nobody was allowed to be big time. No. Everybody in Brookside had their feet firmly on the ground, and if you were big time, you got slapped down.
Absolutely.
Great training.
I think Phil always used to say, like, no one's bigger than the show, you know what I mean? We're all in here together. We're all as a team, and I think that sort of ethic is great to go along with, you know. Whether there's a bad egg in the cast or what, you've got to keep this team ethic going, otherwise it just doesn't work.
It's interesting. How much time is this going to take up, the Dancing with Ice? Dancing on Ice with Ice.
Well, the Dancing on Ice, yeah, it's you know, I'm training in the morning. I mean, for instance, last week we were rehearsing 10 till 6. You know, and in the morning I'll be getting up at 6, doing me 7 till 9 rehearsals on the ice, and then coming in 10 till 6 for rehearsals. So a busy schedule, but I mean, again, I'm thriving off it really, because I've been off for 6-7 months now with my little boy. I've been on tour for a while, and I thought, well, I want to spend some time at home, be a dad, and really enjoy being that father to him, and learning about him and learning about me, and being with being the family man, you know. And I've really enjoyed it, and now everything's kicked off. It's all or nothing in this game, as you know. So, you know, getting into it now is just fantastic for me. I'm thriving off the adrenaline. I'm thriving off all the work that's coming in, and just loving it, you know.
Tell me how you felt, and because you've been in the business and you've been criticised in audiences when you work, and we know that sometimes.
Not everybody loves you.
Yeah, no, never will do. No. Never will do in our industry. But what's it like? Because before, when you went porn, God, that's scary. I was on New Faces, knocked out by Lenny Henry. So I stood in front of a live audience being marked. So I've been down that road, exactly the same road as you. It's a strange one, isn't it? It is
hard, yeah. And it's depending on what road you go on. Like, I have always, for my career, the last sort of 5-6 years, competed for a place in my you know, career, if you like, X Factor, Dancing on Ice. You're always being put in front of it, but as well at the same time, it's a TV show. It's what it is, you know. And I use what I use what I could get out of it, you know. And but it all boils down to the love and the passion for what we do, and that will never die as long as I live. And I will carry on and continue to do what I love to do, whether it be in competition or whether it just be me plodding along. As long as I'm working, I'm happy. Do you know what I mean? Got a fabulous family behind me. My mum and dad are superb and always will be, and love them to bits. And yeah, it's fantastic to have a great family and
does
good
it
support.
Work? Well, it does work, because I know you're happily married. But does it work having somebody in the same industry, or would
Definitely.
So it works?
Oh,
it's
absolutely.
Not in an ideal world, it would be have somebody that isn't in the industry.
Well, in my experience, no, because a lot of my mates, a few of my mates, should I say, have had that where they've not been in the same game, and it's been difficult, and they don't understand why you've got to be away at certain times, and certain people or TV company need you to be there, so you've got to be there. That's it. That's your job. So you've got to go. Whereas Emma's, you know, absolutely super talented West End star. She's just literally been accepted for Jersey Boys in the West End next year. She starts in March, rehearsals in February. So, you know, she's doing her own thing, and to me, she just gets it. We get each other's, you know, timelines and jobs. We've got to take what's there. You've got to in this game, otherwise you know, you'd be sitting down waiting for the next job, and unfortunately that's not the way it works. One of the greatest things that nobody can ever take from you is the album. Stop there, take a break, let's talk about the album.
Radio City are supporting the official credit card of the Football League, Capital One, as they search for a local football
We're going to get
Did you
someone on.
ever-
We have a little chat, or
No.
Okay then.
No, I'm wasting you. Did you ever dream and tell us about the album?
Oh yeah.
Sonata Studio.
Every time I talk about this, it always gives me like a little bit of giddiness inside. It's like one thing I'll never forget, and I'll grow up telling me kids, and they'll be telling their kids, and I'll be it's one of them. Finished the show, went in backstage, spoke with Simon. He was like, right, we're going to do an album. You're going to go out next week. It's going to be a month record, and when you get back, you got a 38-day tour. It's already sold out. And I just sat there in his chair, in his dressing room, sobbing my eyes out because, I was 17. Couldn't believe this was actually happening to me. And then, of course, I just went, did my schedule as I was told, sang the songs I needed to sing, and the album was out and it went platinum. Number one for, I think it was a week or 2 weeks. And, for a swing album to come out and be hitting number one, and certain radio shows having to play it, I think most of them weren't happy about it, but because it was swing, they didn't need to play it, didn't want to play it, but it was played, and to me, it was one of those proud moments that I'll never, ever forget, and the plaque's still up on the wall.
And
So.
the album's there, end of story. Let's go back.
I do want to do another album now.
Yeah. Oh, no, and you should, because, the first time I worked with you, you sang at the Philharmonic, ripped the place apart,
I love it.
and I had to follow you. I wasn't very happy about that.
I love it. There's something about a live band that just sparks some switch in me, and I become this persona. I become this different person that you dream about. It's like I am living on a cloud when I'm singing. It's amazing. With a live band especially, I lose myself. And then when it's finished and the band's stopped and the applause is going, that's when I hit reality and I go, whoa, did that just happen? It's amazing,
Let's go back to when you did New Faces. How many years was it?
X Factor was 2000.
New Faces, that was me. That was 100 years ago.
X Factor was 2006.
Right.
Yeah.
You were thrown off it, weren't you, and brought back?
Yeah.
Which was very cruel.
The early Ona Lewis one, wasn't it?
Was it the first time that had been done?
I don't know, to be honest. I don't know the facts of it.
Explain how it worked.
Well, I went upstairs to sang my song, and I forgot my words, and I cracked a bit, and I thought, I've done it. I tried never to take anything too seriously, and I've always been like that my whole life. And I went in there, sang my song, hoping for the best, thinking, it'll be all right on the night type of thing. That's the way my head works. I went in, forgot my words, so cracked a little bit. I thought, I've done it in, that's no good. And came downstairs, sat and waited for my call to see what was going off, and I must have been waiting about 2-3 hours, and my nerves were chattering my teeth and everything. And Kate Thornton, lovely girl, really nice girl, came over and was like, unfortunately, Ray, and they filmed the whole thing. It's not going to happen. They've decided against you. And I was like, oh, really? Oh. And I tried to act all cool, and then 10 minutes later, when the cameras had gone, I sat there just like sobbing, and next minute the cameras came over to me, were like, you all right, Ray? Film me crying. I was like, oh, please get away, it's hard work, this. I couldn't deal with the emotion, because it is, when you watch it now and people think, oh, why is everybody always crying all the time? But honestly,
no, they've not been in that position.
No,
they have no idea the pressure.
No, the pressure's massive, especially when you're young as well. You think this is your chance, this is your one and only chance to do it. So, at the time I was like, wow, this is massive for me. And if I don't do it, don't succeed, then I'm a failure. And you do think like that. And anyway, it turned around, and I was sat there waiting for my car to pick me up, to take me away, take me home. And they said, your car's delayed and whatever. And I was like, okay, no problem, that's fine. And then all of a sudden, Kate come through with the cameras, and I was thinking, oh, here we go. Do you want to film us again? Talking about how upset I am. And they said, Simon wants to see you again. I went, hey. I thought, whoa, what's going on here? Took me upstairs, put me on that little stage again, and he said, I'm giving you a second chance, mate. I've changed my mind. So to me, and everybody else, it was completely real, and it was.
Interesting. Where your career would have gone if you hadn't got the second chance.
Do you know what? I got a part in Dirty Dancing in the West End as an ensemble before I went to boot camp, and I turned it down to carry on in boot camp.
That's interesting.
And not a lot of people know that, but yeah, I went for an audition and I skipped out of college real quick to have a day in London with my auntie. She took me down to the open auditions of Dirty Dancing in the West End because it was the new musical and everything else, and it's definitely something I wanted to do being in college. And I auditioned for a bit of experience, ended up getting down to the last 10. Getting through to the last few, so they said, we're going to let you go, you're a bit young. And then a week later they called me up and said, look, we've got a place for you, do you want to be swing ensemble? And I was like, wow. And they were offering me contracts with the money and work, and I was like, wow, not earning a penny at all, with my mum and dad living there and doing college and whatever. I thought, wow, this is an amazing opportunity. And I remember thinking, hang on a minute, I'm in boot camp for X Factor, something could happen here, so I'm better just going with one or the other. And I went with the X Factor one, and, thank God, really.
Let's step back even further to the award you got, the TV award.
Yeah.
Can you
I was a baby.
remember, how old were you?
Oh, I think it was about 12.
Right.
2002
You
was.
walked down amongst your peers in the world of soap.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the biggest soap stars in the world, in England, were in that audience. And you walked down and got that award. That is an amazing achievement in itself.
I don't think it hit me really at the time. I think it was more of a shock that my name was called out and I had to deal with that. And being a little child, I was a baby really, with all the adrenaline of getting ready, being invited, going there, my mum being all excited, and the whole award ceremony thing was so new to me, And the fact that it was the first one I ever went to, and all of a sudden they called out my name for an award, I was absolutely bowled over by it. So I didn't actually realise what happened until I got home and I had it in my hands, and I thought, maybe this was supposed to happen. But obviously, years and years on, I look back and I go, wow, that happened, did it? Wow, what an achievement.
Well, can you imagine sitting with Harry and when he's 10 and say, that was me when I was 10?
I know.
Can you imagine? That's going to be weird.
I mean, he's clapping his hands now and tap dancing and then bowing, and I'm overwhelmed with pride, just almost crying to tears with him being so amazing. And he's already entertaining us.
A lot of young people out there listening, going home from the concert at Radio City Live, which was phenomenal again tonight. A lot of people listening who go to dance school, who aspire to be who you are, aspire to be in the business. A lot of them do work hard, a lot of them don't work hard. Give them some real advice. You've been and done it all from the age of 3.
Yeah, I mean, what I will say is what was so wonderful about coming back to Liverpool for the Panto. I walked into rehearsals and recognising so many faces and seeing all these kids coming in to do the Lost Boys, and I was in that position in the Neptune, and Elsie Kelly was directing me in the Neptune and Peter Pan as a Lost Boy, and Eunice was playing Peter Pan. And I remember every single step that I took that they're taking, and I said to them, I was in the same position as you were today. How many years ago, I don't know. But I remember it being the best experience in my life. So use this and take it, and take it with your stride, and take it on to your next job or whatever you do next, But for me, it's I've always loved learning, and the more you learn, the more you know, the easier it is to take on challenges that may be alien to you. Whether you're doing a job that's a bit unsafe, you don't know whether you're going to be good enough, whether it's going to be a good character and easy for you. You've just got to learn, and whatever you do best, I feel you've got to get all your experiences together and read and listen and learn as much as you can, so as that when you get to a job and you're ready for anything really.
Have you got a dream role?
I don't know really. I suppose the dream role that's out there would be something in a James Bond film. I just because I'm a big Bond fan, but that's a million miles away. I suppose the dream role was Grease in Danny Zuko, and I got that, and again that was one of those things I absolutely will take to my grave, you know what I mean. But Saturday Night Fever, Tony Manero, for me again would be straight alongside Danny Zuko.
What about straight acting again?
Oh, I'd love to do straight acting, yeah. I mean, again, like anything to do with the entertainment business, like whether it be comedy, acting, TV, theatre. I've always been like, I just want to be that guy that's longevity, that's here for a long time, and doing what I love to do, you know, and never really retire, you know, because in this game I just want to carry on and be paid to do what I love to do for the rest of my life, and I hope that's the way it goes, you know.
You're a young, trendy man, very modern, you dress very modernly, you have a very young outlook because you are young. How do you feel about social media, Twitter, etc.?
Twitter, for me, I don't get Facebook because I'm not on it, so it's difficult for me to understand all that, but I do love Twitter. I'm a bit addicted to getting out there and tweeting, and especially when it comes to like the likes of me doing Dance on Ice, it's good for me to tweet about it. It's good for me to get endorsements and wonderful things and sponsors and meet people and chat with friends. It's easier for me to keep in touch with my friends. But obviously, again, it's publicly. But I don't mind that, you know what I mean? But it's one of them things as well. There's a dark side to it, you know. You do get the odd bits of abuse every now and again, but I don't care. Bring it on.
Does it worry you though that you brought a little child into the world and the world is changing?
The world's changing, absolutely. I do get what you're saying, and it is difficult to think that. But at the end of the day, like, you know, I've got an iPad Mini. And he'll happily pick it up, flicking across and picking his Peppa Pig, and he's not even 2, and he knows exactly what buttons to press. But that's the world we live in at the minute, and I do feel it's only going to get worse or better, whatever the way you want to look at it. But that's the way the world's going, I think. So technology is, you know, the sooner they know how to deal with it and how to learn it and work with it, that's the future, really, isn't it? So I think, well, you know, leave them to it.
Were you shocked going down to London to work in the West End? Did you find it not what you expected? Is it bitchy? Is it evil? Is it
No.
there's a million people after the jobs?
I'm one of them people, like, I live on the surface, you know what I mean? Everything else just goes right over my head. As long as I'm doing my job, I'm enjoying it, and the people that are around me at the time are happy, and I get on with them, that's where I settle, do you know what I mean? I don't tend to sort of get involved too deep with people that I find difficult to get on with in the first place. I just, you know, because in Liverpool, you talk to somebody, a taxi driver or whoever, and they're all lovely, and I miss Liverpool so much for that, you know, generosity and trust, and, you know, people just being so lovely with each other. So to me, that's the way I've been brought up, you know what I mean? Just be nice to be nice, cost nothing, get on with it, do your job and go home. That's the way I live. So I found it to be fantastic, because the West End for me was the ultimate. I thought, oh gosh, you know, if I got there, that would be amazing. And I got there, and I was living the dream at 19 in a West End show, living in London and doing all that. And it's only now that I've got married and had a little son, and I've been away for so long. It's so lovely to come back to Liverpool. I can't tell you. It's just fantastic to see local people and hear the accents again properly, and you know, this is my town, this is where I'm from, you know, I'm a local boy, I love it.
What did you think when you saw your top of the bill over the Empire Theatre?
Do you know what, I was coming back from an audition, got a train back to my mum's on a Sunday to get the roast in and that. She does an amazing roast, my mum, and on the way back I was in the car with the missus, and I was like, wow, look, the posters have gone up. And all of a sudden there's you, Lewis, me, right on the top. And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. I just loved it. Absolutely loved it. I am literally soaking this all, honest to God. Come the night time, and the Friday when we're opened, my energy is just going to be on another level, because this to me is like the golden ticket. And I've always said that to get the Empire would be amazing, and I've got it.
We've got two other we've got a lot of talented people. We've got the lads who play the Pirates, but we've got two other guys. We've got Leanne Campbell, and we've got Sean, who is just he was last year he was Buttons and stole the show, and he's now playing Smee in his own way. He was in Luther when Luther threw him over the balcony. I'll never forget that.
Yeah, he said that about that.
It was terrible. I went, that's Sean. I just saw him go over the balcony.
Do you know what? Sean is the face that I've seen over the years. Every now and again, I'm probably the same. He's thought about me. We've popped up and said, "Oh, all right, mate," you know, and I recognise him from working over the years. And But I tell you what, he's absolutely superb. His comedy timing, his quickness, his thoughts, and everything that it just clicks with him. All of a sudden, he's got a line and he turns it into this production on his own. And I'm sitting side stage going, wow, this guy is unbelievable. And I know the audience will get it and just be laughing. And I know he's going to steal the show. I know he is. And we've got Lewis Emmerich, who's just like, to me, one of the best actors that I've seen in a long time, who's worked so hard all his life, and is having a lot of fun with Captain Hook. I can tell you that he's hysterical, and every time he comes off that stage to do that set that you do about the sticks, you'll see it soon if you buy tickets. It is the funniest moments in the show, and then Pete comes on and it continues. Honest to God, it is absolutely hysterical.
Have you ever heard an Indian chief, Leanne Campbell, go into a pure scouse? We have changed Peter Pan slightly, haven't we?
We have, yes, we have, but purely for Liverpool. It's purely for you guys out there, that's what it is.
It's a very unusual Peter. It's a funny Peter Pan.
It is.
Some of them aren't funny. This one's a funny one.
The thing is, with this, it's almost like the set is superb.
£1 million.
Oh.
£1 million set.
Well, it shows, because I've been in a lot of pantos, and I tell you what, I was sat there and the lights hadn't even been set and there was no dry ice or nothing, but the actual set itself and the trucks and everything are absolutely top notch. So for me, it's almost like, well, it is. It's like a musical, a musical play with comedy in it. We've just got such a great team, and I know, as where we are at the minute, rehearsals wise, it doesn't bother me, because I know on the night,
we've got a huge team around us. Yeah. When you're flying, what's it feel like looking out?
I mean, it depends on how long I'm flying for. It turns into a bit of a blade after a while, and you start getting a bit sort of like, because I get car sick and I get seasick. So when I'm up there doing the turns and the flips and the tricks,
I saw the turns and
well, they put me on a. I mean, for the kids out there, they'll be asleep now, which is fine. But for the adults, you can't even see it. Trust me, you cannot see the wire.
No, you can't.
You can't.
I sat and watched it.
I don't wear glasses. Yep. I've got normal sight, whatever. I couldn't see them wires for nothing.
Yeah. And
they put you on a normal single wire, which is which is sort of to get you used to it, and then they stick you on the double wire so you can do the tricks and all that. And the single wire is so much harder, because you've got to fight for that position where you want to be in the air. The double wires is a little bit easier, because you can do the tricks, come out of it, and then slow yourself down, because you've got the two axes to get you to centre. But there's a beautiful flying sequence. You said yourself today.
Made me cry. Yeah, made me cry,
because the music is so Disney, is so animated, and there's a lot of things in the show that, like, there's a crocodile. You'd swear it was a crocodile.
Well, I couldn't believe the crocodile, because I'd seen a video of a crocodile in a Peter Pan. Was rubbish. Never seen anything like it in my life. The fella's head was coming out the mouth.
Yeah.
It's literally. This is a crocodile.
You'd swear it was a crocodile.
Yeah.
It is. There's so many things in the show that have to be magical, that already are. You know what I mean? They're not even trying to make it magical. It just so happens that it looks that good. Even the boat coming on, the floor's blue, and the boat hits the deck, and as you're swimming on, it looks as if you're in water. I'm not even messing. And I'm on stage with you, let alone looking at it from the outside.
Weren't we in water?
Exactly.
Let's take a break.
Exactly.
Let's take a break. He goes home to bed because he's back in the morning, and we've got the Peaceful Arm. We've got a lady who's got an amazing book who's coming on later on, called The End of Man and the Rise of Women. Rubbish. Absolute rubbish. Absolute rubbish. Do you think, looking back now, and you can be honest about this because I know you're a straight talking guy, do you think that maybe the X Factor, and I don't want to put you on the spot about this, but do you think the X Factor maybe has run its course?
No, I think it's got better, because most of the artists out there, there's a good handful of them that have been out the X Factor and they've done really well. Little Mix, One Direction, look at them, took over the world really. Ollie Murs, there's a lot of acts out there that have come from the X Factor, and I think they've learned X Factor have learned, I suppose, over the time, what to do and how to work with these guys. And a lot of them who have gone into it, it's how you use it. You know, these guys can write and produce themselves. They know exactly what they want. So when they get the right backing behind them, they can do it. Whereas me, I was like, well, you know, I got a chance. I could sing these certain songs. They told me what songs to sing, and I sang them, and that was it, really. And when I went for the second album, it was sort of like, what do you want to do? And I was like, oh, I don't know. You know, you tell me. So it was one of them. I was so young, I didn't get it. I didn't get the music industry. I was in it. I did it. I had my album. I loved it, and you can't take that away from me. But I didn't know how to continue it. Whereas these guys, you know, they write and have been for a long time, and know what buttons to push. You know.
When you watch it, if you switch on with your missus on Saturday night and watch, do you live it? Do you think, I've been there, I know what they're doing on stage?
Yeah, I love it. Watching it is fantastic. And the other day, Sam Bailey, I've tweeted about Sam Bailey, just saying how fantastic, but she is absolutely fantastic, and she's blown me away every time she sings. Every note is not a bum note at all. There's no nerves or not, and whether she shows it or not, but she comes out and smashes it every single week, no matter what song she's singing. So I just tweeted saying, wow, fantastic voice, absolutely fantastic. And she tweeted me back and followed me, and I was like, ooh, you know, like, oh my God, yeah, she followed me, like, get in, nice one. But, you know, again, she's in the same position as me, but, you know, she's on the telly and she's doing it and living it large, you know what I mean? That's, you know, I wish them all the best of luck.
And if somebody wants to tweet you, what are you?
At The Real Ray Quinn. It's all lowercase, but yeah, I'm there. And obviously, you'll find out about everything. I'm posting stuff now about Dancing Nice. Thank the Lord, because I can talk about it. I've been so excited just to even mention it. And it went all out today, so I was like, yes, I can talk about it finally.
You've got a great following, got a great fan base, haven't you?
Do you know what?
People
I've got
that love you.
fabulous fans, yeah. They're amazing. Every single gig I go to, whether it be at the top end of Scotland or right the way down in Poole, they're there, you know what I mean? They always turn up, the same faces, and it is, to me, it's fantastic. I love the support, and without it, I wouldn't be where I am, so...
I've said this many times, and I think it's so important. Pantomime is essential because it's a brand new audience. Those children, it's their first taste of theatre.
Absolutely, yeah.
And that's why these shows are so big and so spectacular and so intriguing, so that we hook them.
Yeah,
so
but it used to be, didn't it? Oh, pantomime, you know, what are you doing pantomime for? Oh, it's just this, that and the other. To me, I think panto is like, it's a must. I can't do a Christmas without one. I really can't. Because it's the sheer magicalness of it. You know, if that's even a word, it's not. But it's the sheer, like, you know, excitement and everything about it.
And it makes the Christmas.
Yeah, it does. There's no Christmas without panto.
Now, has Harry seen you fly, your little boy?
He came into rehearsals, yeah, and he was looking like, what the hell is going on here? And you know, when I flew up, he looked over towards me like, what's going on? What are you doing up there, Dad? You know, I don't think he understood what was cracking on, but he, you know, I'm sure he enjoyed it. And do you know what? It's one of those shows, I think, now with the music and the lights and everything, because he's only just started watching the films, you know what I mean, the DVDs, he's into them now, whereas before it was only, whether I can say it, but Peppa Pig, it was only Peppa Pig. That was all he'd ever watch. Typical kid. But now he'll sit and watch a Disney film, or, you know, and so I do think with the music and the elements and the lights and pyros, he'll sit and watch it, and he's not even two. And I guarantee he'll sit in the audience and watch it and recognise my voice. I know he will.
Well, we're doing phenomenal business. I'm delighted you came in tonight.
Good.
I know you've been working hard all day.
My wife will be in bed now.
It's been a very, very strange... I've learned so much from this pantomime, because it's not like you don't do a run-through. It's bit. Like TV, and then it clips together.
Yeah.
So it's great.
It's getting there. It's definitely getting there. But I'm super excited for Liverpool to see it. You know, the people who have booked tickets already, you are in for a huge treat. And with me and Emma, my wife, playing Wendy, and Tinkerbell, you know, the story, the plot is there all the way through. And then, of course, you got the comedy with Pete and Lewis and Leanne. What a team. Like, you will not be disappointed.
Ray Quinn, thank you for joining me.
Nice one. Thanks for having me.
We're going to the Peaceful Hour now.